How cool is that? Electric powered vehicle. This is a, don't be mistaken, this is not a hybrid. This is a fully electric vehicle. Hello, it's Kyle Coberline, a truck and RV sales professional at Bluegrass International Trucks, Buses, RVs, and Ideal Lease. And boy, do I have some exciting news for you today. I'm standing in front of International's electric eMV. Not only is it's built on International's chassis, for our medium duty, the eMV, which has superior drivability, maneuverability, and of course combined with just a quiet and comfortable cab. But we're going to talk mostly about what makes it electric today, and later we'll have some videos to show of driving and being in the cab in operation. So I'm standing here at the back of the truck, and International has their 5C approach here, graphic here. And at the end of the day, the electric truck itself, as far as driving it and using it day to day, as far as like truck versus, diesel truck versus electric truck, is the simplest part of the whole deal. What becomes more important than even the truck is other aspects of being able to run that truck. So the 5C approach starts off with consulting. So myself as a salesperson coming in and helping you determine, is an electric vehicle even a good fit, based on your route, the kind of product that you're hauling, and that this is, be a benefit to your company. We don't want to sell you a truck and then it not be any benefit to you. And of course, charging, how we're going to be able to charge that vehicle, us working with you, the customer, and then also consulting with the power company to get charging and how you're going to charge that vehicle. And of course, International constructing the vehicle is their third C. And then of course, connectivity. International, every single electric truck that is sold will be connected to their network through on-command connections, so that they can monitor the health of that vehicle, so that they can make sure that we are, providing a truck that stays up and ready to go and addressing common issues that may come about. And then the final C is conserving. People all talk about, well, electric truck is great during its use, but what about after, the batteries are depleted? So, International is very active in the recycling program, second life for batteries that may not be in a mobile application, but more in a stationary application, rebuilding batteries. There's a lot of programs out there that we're doing to make the technology as green as possible. We'll go up here and pop the hood and take a look at the motor. Oh, wait a minute, this is electric. We gotta go back to the tail end and take a little looky-loo. So back here at the tail, between the rails, we've got our electric motor that drives the rear tires. See if I can get a good shot of it here. There's your drive shaft going in to differential. That electric motor is rated at 255 kilowatt rated power at 1,000 RPM and 2,355 Newton meter rated torque at 1,000 RPM. So the electric eMV has got two battery systems on it. You've got the lithium battery bank, which is 210 kilowatts, which is what powers the electric motor that drives the vehicle, and then also the heat pump, which is what heats and cools the cab. So the largest charge that these batteries can take is a DC charger at 125 kilowatts, can fully charge the vehicle in under 2 hours. They sandwich that lithium battery bank down there between the rails, so that in applications where you may need storage boxes or other items hanging below the box or on the rail itself, you've got a clean rail to do that. So on the electric eMV, you've got two battery disconnects, one on the outside, which is what cuts 12 volt to the cab, for a dome light and gauge cluster and that kind of stuff. And then you've got a battery disconnect switch inside the cab, which disconnects the main battery from the electric motor. So it took me a little digging to get this information, because anytime you go to an electric vehicle, how do you heat and cool the cab, right? Well, the truck is equipped with a heat pump, just like you'd have on your home or a motor home. that's driven by electricity, which this is driven by the battery bank that also drives the main electric motor to move the vehicle. And I also found out that, in cooling, the most it will draw is 7 kilowatts. And when it's heating, the most it will draw is 10 kilowatts. So keep in mind your total battery storage is 210 kilowatts. And then the average range, obviously range is going to be affected by payload. It's going to be affected by how much you're having to heat or cool the cab and other terrain. But they do rate this at a conservative 135 mile range for this vehicle. And yesterday I drove this truck back from the Kentucky Horse Park from an event, and it was 90 something yesterday. The AC coming out of the cab was very cool, and I was very comfortable. And immediately you get cold air. I mean, same thing with the heat. You immediately get heat, so it's super nice and works really well. So up here in the front, obviously there's no diesel motor. You do have a radiator up here, and that is because you have a battery thermal management system. Lithium batteries are a lot like human beings. They like to live at a comfortable 70 degrees. So the radiator is here, and then you've got the battery thermal management system back here underneath this box. This is how they set this one up, and that's what manages heating and cooling the battery system to keep it at the right temperature for optimum operation. So I'll go over starting the vehicle real quick. So you put the key in the ignition. Of course, you got both your battery disconnect switches on. You put the key in the ignition, you turn it over. Of course, it does the digital gauge sweep, which, the new eMV has got a full digital display. Outside, let me turn the air down here. Outside, it's going through all the brake checks and everything. And then when you're ready to actually power the vehicle to drive, you put your foot on the brake pedal and you actually flip the key over one more time, and then you'll get the green truck symbol telling you you're ready to go. And then down here you can see where it gives you your regenerative braking, stages 1, 2, and 3. The regenerative braking on this is amazing. Like, I haven't felt that much braking power since I drove a truck with an engine brake from the 90s. So I mean, it really, the truck is designed to be a single pedal operation, so that as soon as you let off the accelerator, the truck starts to slow down, can slow down all the way to 5 miles an hour. And at stage 3, it does it very quickly. And then of course you can gain that power right back by hitting the accelerator. And the only time you really have to use the brake pedal is if you need to stop at a light or come to a complete stop for some other reason. But just super easy to drive. Up here you've got your on switch for your regenerative braking, your stage, of course disable your automatic traction control, suspension dump because this is an air ride truck. Of course you got a liftgate power switch, and then your normal HVAC controls, your radio, you got some 12 volt and USB plugs down here, your transmission selector, of course your parking brake. This is equipped with a backup camera, and you've got a little cubby hole here and some more 12 volt hookups and USBs. But other than that, I mean, it's like it's sitting in a cab of an MV, just fully electrified. Same steering wheel and everything, control buttons. We got our awesome our check lamp switch where you click that and a driver can go outside and it'll cycle through all the lights so that you can make sure that all your bulbs are illuminating. The only one that it doesn't check is the backup. You got to do that one manually. But no, I mean, I don't know how much more I could talk this up. This thing is awesome and it's fun to drive. All right, I'm standing here outside the passenger door of this eMV fully electric commercial vehicle from International. Ryan Hankins is my Navistar truck sales manager from the plant, and I'm gonna film him doing a little ride and drive, kind of talking about this vehicle. I would drive it, but I want to be able to film him talking about it, so I'm gonna let him kind of explain some of the features of the vehicle and kind of let you get a little bit of an experience.
So we are in the International eMV. You click this bad boy on, hit the park brake just like a normal diesel truck. You cycle the key one time, you'll see the dashboard light up. Hit it one more time, and this green deal right here pops up, and that means the truck is ready to go. where the unit is so quiet, they throw that up there so we can, so we know the unit's on.
Sounds
You
good to
got
me.
reverse, neutral drive, hit drive, and we're going. Make sure nobody's coming.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling in the electric truck. So the unit is right now at about a 70% charge. We're at level 3 regenerative braking, so when you let off the gas, you can feel the truck stop.
Oh wow, yeah. You can feel it slowing the truck down.
Yeah, it recharges the battery. It's ideal for situations under 40 mile an hour. It'll stop up to 5 mile an hour, and then when you want to come to a complete stop, you just hit the brake. This unit will go about 180 miles when it is not loaded, about 120 miles when it is. Unit's about 3,500 pounds heavier than your traditional diesel eMV L9 V6.7 series. Smooth.
Yeah, this is crazy. Because you worry, it's like it's so quiet in here. You would think maybe that you hear a bunch of rattling, but like it's really quiet in here. It's nice.
So yeah, that's it. You can see your propulsion rate right there. So if I let off the gas,
Whoa, it's braking.
and
That's not even the brake pedal. It's just
I
regenerative
just
braking.
let off the gas. So regen braking, and that negative number is how much power is going back to the battery. So they say level 3 regen braking under 40 mile an hour, optimum application speed, and it can give you 10 to 15% more battery life from a full charge. So yeah, that's the quick and dirty.
And then we were talking about like HVAC and heat, like HVAC system with heating and cooling. So basically, it's got a heat pump on it, like you would residentially or like on a motorhome or something. And I was questioning it. I was very skeptical, but it's blowing nice cold air. You know.
Yeah. Good thing about it is you don't have to let the diesel warm up or let the gas warm up. It I mean, it's electric, so as soon as you hop in it, it's cranking cold air.
Well, Ron, I appreciate you taking me out for a drive.
Oh yeah, no problem. Happy to do it.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Here we go. We've got our dealer principal, Woody Dieters, taking his first test drive in the electric eMV. She's so quiet. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Smooth, man.
How about that regenerative braking?
Yeah, you just let off the gas.
It'll go all the way down to 5 miles an hour. Once again, my name is Kyle Coberline. I'm a truck and RV sales professional at Bluegrass International Trucks, Buses, RVs, and Ideal Lease. I love talking to customers, helping any way I can. It doesn't have to always be just selling something. You know, answering questions and sharing my knowledge is a great joy as well. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. And thanks again for checking out my video.